welcome back to another episode. I am joined by a very good friend. Um, but before we introduce him, Gabby, say hi.
Hello.
That's Gabby, our co-host. Um, we are here today talking with a very good friend of ours, Thomas, who asked if he could come on and rant about some stuff, about Roblox and some other stuff. So we'll see how it goes and see where it goes. Um, and here's Thomas. Thomas, say hi.
How's it going, everybody?
So, Thomas, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? Down to the
Well,
specific
since you,
coordinates, too.
yeah, down
What?
to since you had to ask. Hi, everybody. My name's Thomas. Uh, I live in Texas. Yes, I'm a cowboy. Yes, I totally yes. To anyone who asks the question of do we ride cows? Yes, because that's what everyone wants to believe. We all ride cows. We don't drive cars.
A little yeehaw in there, I hear.
So,
Yep.
but y apart from that, I mean, I'm just a normal Joe like everybody else.
A normal Joe, really.
Yes, yes.
I wouldn't say that, but
Yeah.
Well, normal as in I'm trying to get by every day. I mean,
aren't we
Fair enough.
all?
Fair enough.
exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
You know,
Thomas, what what did you want to talk about?
so we're gonna talk about a couple things. All
I'm
right. As
excited.
you said, Roblox. Some stuff about basically about video games and about
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
basically how they've changed and how just and some bullshit
Yep.
of
Love
what
that.
happened to them.
Yep.
And we're gonna start off with Roblox and go from there.
Okay.
So,
So,
when it comes to
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh.
When
Go ahead. It's okay.
I'm taking charge. Anyway.
sorry.
Anyway, when it comes to like Roblox, I used to hate Roblox.
Mhm.
Growing up, I played Minecraft, and I just thought Minecraft was way better. Roblox at the time when it came out was just these. Basically, it was just more of like the tornado game, for example. Like just survive the tornado. It was like really boring, or the
Yeah.
prison game. It was boring. To me, just didn't feel like I didn't like it. Didn't think it was fun. Thought it was basically for like 4-year-olds. And
Mhm.
now it's came so far. It's not like that anymore. People from all ages play the game.
Mhm.
And of course,
Mhm.
there is the allegation that and stuff like that's been going on with Roblox. If you don't watch the news, then that sucks that you
Yep.
don't understand that. But
Just go look up the
and of
Slep
course,
situation, and you'll understand. And
e-
Chris Hansen
exactly,
also is
exactly.
doing a documentary on Roblox
Chris,
as well, which is wild.
Hansen's coming back.
Which is
Chris Hansen's
absolutely
coming back
wild.
just for that.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Wonderful man. Wonderful man. He really is. He's a very smart, intelligent man. And he ends his own stuff, and then the whole Schlep situation happens, and then Chris Hansen contacts Schlep, from my understanding, and goes, hey, I want to do a documentary. You want to you want to appear on it. And it's like, excuse me, what the fuck? Chris Hansen doing a documentary on a video game? That just blows my mind. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, uh, apart from all that, Roblox they've changed. There's so much more to do, whether it be first person shooters, basically run off games. Like if you don't have the money for Call of Duty, if you don't even have the money for Minecraft, you can play Minecraft on Roblox. Or you could play like basically like Call of Duty or PUBG or some kind of survival game that's first person shooter on there now.
Mhm.
It's a jack of all trades.
Mhm.
And I've loved it ever since then. And of course, yeah, I'll play it. And I love it. The only thing I hate though is if you go onto a server, there are servers that are out there now for people who like to role play.
Mhm.
For example, ERLC is a good one. It's it's not really moderated to the point to where if you drive like a moron, they're gonna like say you're gonna get kicked because you're driving like a moron. It's more of like a it's kind of like a GTA lobby, but with cops in it and being able to arrest people.
Mhm.
and that's fun to me because it's, oh, you get to actually do stuff, interact with people, do jobs and stuff like that. And then there's the role play servers where it's just role play. You can't kill anybody, but you can basically make your whole character and stuff like that, and basically just set up like however you want to do. And then basically it's like LARPing. In other words, you
Hmm.
all you can do is just go like, oh, I'm gonna pretend I'm this person, and then you just go around talking to people and stuff like that, and pretend like you kill somebody or pretend you do this. And those are fun to an extent. It's just the point of, if you're not in their group, some people don't see you as a person. They see you as just a fucking nobody, and that's kind of annoying to me.
Yeah. And then,
There,
and like you were
mm,
telling me, yesterday, even if moderation were to get involved with those people, um, you would be seen as the bad guy, and not, the person more or less harassing you or bullying you.
no, absolutely. Like, uh, there was a server I haven't played on there in so long, but there's a server. It's called Pine Ridge RP.
Hmm.
And basically all it is it's a LARPing server. It's a server that's kind of based in like the 80s to 90s, and you can basically be whatever you want to be. You can, if you want to role play as a cop, you can role play as a cop. They have vehicles, they have stuff like, they have guns and stuff like that. You just can't kill each other and stuff
Hmm.
like that. That's the whole point of the LARPing.
Hmm.
And the issue of it is that, so Pine Ridge, if you ever look up on their site, they had an original uniform that was originally on Roblox. You could buy it and then pretend to be a police officer.
Hmm.
They changed that to where now if you join their Discord, you get a whole new uniform that, like, it's a uniform code that you can type in.
Hmm.
And anytime I see one of those types of people while wearing the old uniform, all I get talked about is, oh, they basically talk shit and say, oh, you have a fake uniform on. And then when I tell them this is actually the original, then they get butthurt and they say, oh, well, then you're poor because you didn't join the server, or you should just join the server. It's like, I don't want to go through 40,000 processes just to join a server that I may get on once a month.
Hmm.
It's like, what's the point of that whenever I could just pretend?
And
Like,
they
the whole
all
point of it.
and they all have these, application processes, or most of them do, where you got to apply to even be a part of the community, and it's like that kind of ruins the aspect of having a main central hub group, um where anybody can come in and join and save their progress, right? It kind of ruins that. It doesn't.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They have it set up to where they want everyone to join, but at the same time, they have this huge process. It's like, why? You're not doing anything. It's not like you're killing people a bunch of times. You can't RDM people or VDM people in the game.
Hmm.
There's what's the point? It's like, oh, do this whole process and then wait like a week before you get a response. There's
Yeah.
no point in doing that. Why go through that whole process when I'm just trying to have fun and trying to enjoy the community the community.
Yeah.
With that being said, even if even if I'm not in the community, your community members should not be talking shit
Hmm.
at the same like talking shit to me. They don't have the right to talk shit. Not to mention, I had a whole setup where one of the uniforms that they had was a jacket. You had the shirt underneath and then a jacket, and it said
Hmm.
sheriff. One of their community members, who was like a lieutenant, or at least that's what it said in their name, told me that I can't call myself a deputy when I have sheriff on the back. And I had to
Hmm.
look at them and tell them, are they stupid? Or I told them that. I said, are you stupid? And they said, why do you ask, or why are you saying that? And I had to explain to them that sheriff's departments do the same thing police departments do when they have jackets where on the back it says sheriff, because it's
Hmm.
saying they work for the sheriff's department,
Hmm.
not that they are the sheriff. I don't understand. Like, you cannot come and talk shit just to tell me the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That does not give you, and then at the same time, it doesn't give you the right to just tell me, oh, I'm wearing a fake uniform. I'm trying to be a part of y'all's community without joining it because of y'all's crazy way of getting in.
Hmm.
And if you're just going to be like that, you're just going to push people away. People aren't going to want to join your server if you're going to be an asshole, basically.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm in a therapy session.
I mean, it kind of is.
It kind of is. It's a rant.
Get
It's
mad.
stupid. And that's not even, and that's not the only server. That is not the only
Yeah.
server. That's just one of them. Fucking
It's not the
there's
server
another
that
server.
we played, right? Where I was banned from the game because I wouldn't turn off my lights and sirens, right? They gave me like 1 minute to do it, and the moderators, which were officers at the time, banned me permanently, and there was like no
Yes,
direction on how to join, to appeal, how to report anything. It's just no, you're done. Bye bye.
see, and that's a whole nother thing. You get banned. There are servers where you can get banned for something, and there's no way to figure out how to do it.
Hmm.
Or when you get banned from the server, they ban you from Discord too.
Yeah,
I have seen those servers where they ban you from Discord.
yeah,
How are you going to ban someone from Discord and the server and not let them appeal? Like how, or tell them, "Oh, go and appeal it."
yeah,
I don't understand. How am I supposed to appeal it whenever I can't?
yeah,
You just banned me. You took me away from it all.
yeah.
And it,
And of course, these are only select groups. This isn't a platform wide issue where every single group is like this. No, no, no. It's only select groups because obviously, everybody who has done moderation on Roblox, whether that be as a kid or as an adult, has been guilty of doing that. At one point in their life, they have been guilty of, enforcing the rules a little too strictly. Some still do more than others, but that's besides the point, right? It's the part of making it an unnecessarily long process for no reason, right?
it's exactly. It's a long process. Basically, like I get it. You have a life,
Hmm.
of course. That's understandable. But you cannot play the "I have a life, I can't get to you right now" style, and then at the same time be the same person or have the same people who basically ban you for one little thing. And that goes into another server. There's another server which is more about role play, but you can also shoot and kill people. So it's called Project Ventura. I've seen stuff about it from TikTok,
Hmm.
and I always thought it was very interesting because it made me think of if anyone is ever out there who's ever either watched or played 5M before, it's basically GTA 5 but with mods and roleplay,
Hmm.
and that's how Project Ventura kind of is, and I kind of like that. But you get in, and the first thing that you do is you get in and you have to do this long process about learning about the server.
Hmm.
And at the same time, you have to do a little tutorial. Okay, I can't get too mad about that because sometimes that's important to do.
Yeah,
But like
like any
when you
good
go to
game.
the job, exactly. But when you go to the jobs, apart from like the jobs basically telling you what because you have a rank in each job.
Hmm.
If you're like trying to be a sheriff's deputy, then you're a deputy, and then you get to become a deputy too after doing so much of something that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And a regular deputy, their job is to do like paperwork, or in other words, sit in the jail all day. Same with like being a police officer, but instead you're a probie. You just
Hmm.
sit in the station all day doing paperwork until you go up a rank to go patrol.
Hmm.
But like I tried being a deputy the one time I was actually able to get in, because anytime I try to get in to do anything, sheriff and PD are just full.
Hmm.
Everybody, people sit there. You can get on server, look, and there's like 6 people sitting at spawn. They just sit there and wait for PD or sheriff to open.
Hmm.
And you can't be highway patrol because highway patrol, you have to go a certain rank before you can be highway patrol or federal or anything like that.
Hmm.
But I was able to become sheriff one time. I was like, oh, cool. I can try to get this rank up and maybe I can become a patrol deputy.
Hmm.
Well, I become a deputy. I'm walking around, I'm learning about the building and stuff like that. It's a big building. They did really good on the building, and they actually made it to where you have the offices, you have you have the jail, you have, the little area to the locker rooms and stuff like that. They have
Yeah.
holding cells, then they have main population. Like they did really good on it.
Yeah.
The first time we got people in, I went to. They got brought in by the officers. The officers did the paperwork. They got put in jumpsuits. And my mindset was, okay, well, I need to move them to population
Mm-hmm.
because they're put in their stuff. I go to grab a guy, and a guy immediately says, "Oh, I'm calling a mod because you're not doing what you're supposed to."
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you telling me how I'm supposed to do my job when I'm new, you're just gonna immediately call.
Yeah. It's it's like, when you um even in real life, right? When you are trying to order something, let's say for instance, at a fast food place, and you know they're asking for tips upon tips, and it's like no, one tip minimum should be enough. You shouldn't be asking me to tip every single person. It it should be going to the person that served me, whether that be the cook or the cashier, not to the manager, not to the drive-through attendant, right? If you go through the drive-through, then okay, you can tip the drive-through attendant, but it
I'm
needs to
really
be
confused
specific.
now. Wait. So you guys like wait. Do
Yeah.
you guys tip at fast foods?
Some places, yes.
Like I understand like delivery sites and stuff like that, but not I didn't know that. Wow.
So
Okay.
so some places,
Yeah.
some American fast food places, I should specify, um, have a tip screen. Um,
I know
mi-
there's one at Subway.
Subway, yes, but Subway's understandable, because those tips actually
That's
go
fine.
towards the
Right.
person, right? You know, eh, you're actually watching them make the food. They walk you through the entire process and all that, right? But you know, n- not like McDonald's. McDonald's, they don't want tips, right? They make enough money as is. Um, McDonald's coffee is where they make their most money. Their McCafe is where they make their most money.
Correct.
Um, whereas like KFC, right? They're asking for two types of tips, for the cashier and then the cook. It's like, no, I don't have an issue with tipping. I have an issue with tipping multiple times,
Right. It should go to the cook.
Yeah, or rather, split that tip up, and and um, you know, give it to both people.
I used to be a waitress. I used to also work at a fast foods joint.
Hmm.
I will never for the life of me understand why hostesses need tips. I will never understand why. Well, it depends. Well, let me rephrase it actually before that sounds really bad. It depends on what the hostess does. If all they do is literally seat people, that's it, you should not get a tip.
Hmm.
But if you're taking drink orders, you're bringing drinks over there, you're helping clean up, things like that, I understand that part. Um, I definitely don't understand fast food joints if all you're doing is sitting at a register.
Hmm.
I completely understand that. So I'm total agreement on that.
Hmm. Now, Thomas,
Where'd he go?
did he die? Hello,
In game?
Thomas.
Hello?
Hello,
Oh no?
hello. I think you might have Gabby. Can you move him and move him back?
Absolutely. Here, let's try to figure this out.
Hello.
Okay,
There
there we
we
go.
go.
Is that fixed?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
we
Oh
yeah,
go.
my
yeah,
goodness,
yeah.
technical
Yeah,
So,
I have no idea
difficulties.
what was happening.
so
We love
Thomas,
that.
obviously, with all the issues that Roblox has,
Mhm.
besides the whole pedophilia stuff, and them clearly caring more about money than they do about children's safety, even though that they have publicly said, you know, oh, we care, our top priority is child safety. Besides that, if you could change one thing permanently to every single moderation um, community, whether that be small communities, big communities, what would you change?
Fucking the training.
The training.
They don't get no, yeah, they don't get training. People on each server, moderators on servers do not get trained worth the shit.
Hmm.
Every time you go into a server, instead of them helping, like teaching,
Mm-hmm.
they basically go, "I'm giving you a warning, or if you do that, you're gonna get banned."
Mm-hmm.
You have to rely on other players in hoping that they could help you.
Yeah.
While you never know, because that person could easily just tell you the wrong thing, or they could be a dickhead and be like, I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
It's like they are given, this 100-page document, and then they're told, here, read this, and then you can go, moderate. And for a fact, majority of the people won't read it. But their reasoning for that is, oh, well, we don't want to teach them, so they should learn on their own.
yeah, it goes back to what I was saying about being sheriff
Mm-hmm.
and in Project Ventura, for example, and being and trying to do one thing and being told instead of being told you're wrong, like this is what you're supposed to do, they just immediately go, "I'm calling a mod." Like, okay, you're calling a mod, but you could easily tell that person, "Hey, you need to do it like this," because they may
Yeah.
not know. or or instead of that happening, you could actually train people whenever for the job that you're trying to do, like the starter job.
Yeah.
For like, you should be able to train them and tell them, this is what your starter job is. You need to do it like this and this to rank up, because it doesn't tell you how to rank up. It
Yeah.
just basically it says do administrative work.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that entail? Do I need to do paperwork? Do I need to do intake?
Yeah.
Do I need to like do I need to go up and, like, I don't know, shine some shoes? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Like,
They
like,
it's just they
like a.
don't
Go ahead.
they don't have the training,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just all complete assholes. They all think that they're better than other people,
Mm-hmm.
or they're like 6 years old. Do you know how many moderators I met that are over there, like, still in their fucking diapers,
Yeah.
telling me how I'm supposed to do one thing,
Yeah.
or another thing? Oh, this is actually illegal. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
How do you, or this is against the rules? How is it against the rules? It doesn't say that. Well, because I said so.
Yep. And most communities nowadays are on Discord, right? And Discord and Roblox's minimum age requirement is 13. However, for
Mhm.
Discord, you must be 13. It's not with parental permission. On Roblox, it's with parental permission. No, for Discord, it's you have to be 13 or older, right? With moderation for Roblox games is they barely check whether that be, doing a simple application process and not asking for ID, which I'm very much on the stance of, if you are claiming to be above the age of 18, then you should be showing ID. But if you're under the age, I don't want it. I I'm
The
trusting you that you are being honest with me, that you are under the age of 18, and that's okay. But if you're claiming to be above the age of 18, I want to check, because like you don't want people that are 14 years old or 13 years old and have never played Roblox before, right? And they have no idea what they're doing, right? Because that's how a community dies.
No, it absolutely, it will die from that. And it's only because the only reason it will die is because because people won't teach people.
Yep.
It goes back to teaching. And the only time that I've ever seen Roblox actually ask you for your age, apart from because you're making an account, it goes, "Oh, well, how old are you?" So we can
Hmm.
figure out, what's the best games for you. And then, okay, there's that, and then the only other time that it becomes an age, or it asks for age, is when you go to apply for voice activation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then that it really asks for your age, because it wants to make sure. Now, I
Yeah.
get it. Roblox is a game that was originally made for young kids,
Yeah.
so they don't have to play Call of Duty or basically play something violent. They can play something and have fun. And
Hmm.
but if you notice, most games that are on Roblox nowadays, they're not like little kid games
Yeah.
anymore. They're most of them are for adults and everyone else.
Yeah. Like uh late teens, like for instance, like Phantom Forces. Those games are for um older teens, right? Now, obviously, Phantom Forces has an amazing um, moderation team. They are extremely quick, very thorough.
Mm.
They are by far one of the best um, moderation teams that you could possibly find in a first-person shooter game. Um, Now, to my knowledge, they don't have a training process. They
Mhm.
that's just my knowledge though. But from my understanding of it is that they have obviously multiple levels of moderation, right? You know, where you got your general support, your senior support, and then your admins, senior admins, and then your manager, right? Everything gets reviewed. So no matter what happens, everything is being reviewed, everything's logged, and it you know, it's this line of accountability, right? Um, Now, for instance, in another community called SCP Site Roleplay, um, when I was a part of their moderation team, they actually had a 2 week long training process. It was very intense, very smart, because if you were to make a mistake, right, after the training, it's now your fault. It's no longer their fault, right? It's it's to hold you accountable, make sure that you understand the rules, make sure you understand how to do stuff, and to even make you do sittings on on um on staff moderating. Um, I can't show or go into detail about um, much of their moderation program itself because it's their own system, so it's it's copywritten. Um, but it's a very smart system, right? Everything is reviewed, everything is logged, even punishments, even uh, kills. Every movement is logged. Everything is logged, and that's how everything should be. You know, if you want to have a successful game, my apologies. You know, you need to have accountability for the people moderating it, right? A good game won't just give your friends admin because they're your friends, right? And that's where a lot of other issues come from as well. Even on Minecraft, Roblox, VR chat, whatever, a lot of those issues come from there because they're just your friends, right? They never went through an actual process. You're like, oh well, you're my friend, so here you go. Here, have this nice high rank. You don't need to do any of the training, whatever. And then suddenly your game dies. It's like, yeah, because you're free ranking people that have no idea what they're doing, and they have no accountability, right? And even on GTA roleplay servers, right? Even on the massive public ones, um, they still have a um a call it appeal process, right? They don't check your um who your Steam hex is in Discord. They don't give a crap. They could care less. All that they care about is, are you a human, right? What's your Steam hex for your appeal, whatever, and then they'll go over your case. But a lot of those servers, obviously, another issue, are pay to win. They're not fun, right? I understand, if the server is for, kind of like a Call of Duty style thing or racing, right? Um, that's understandable. You can pay for a skin for a different gun, weapon, car, whatever, but at least there's some form of accountability. Whereas on majority of Roblox games, there isn't any. People have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I games have became games on Roblox have just they were becoming good and then they changed and they became terrible.
Yeah.
And it's all because it's of moderation and then it's it's just changed. It changed a lot. It's like any other video game that have changed. For example, Call of Duty. Call of
Oh,
Duty
Call of Duty.
is
Oh my.
Call of Duty now, and I know I'm probably gonna get some hate. I remember playing Call of Duty when I was like maybe 6, 7 years old. I watched people play it, and then I slowly got into playing it and
hmm
grew up playing Call of Duty from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not the new ones,
Yeah. Not the
and Black
remastered,
Ops.
the original
Not
early
the remaster or anything like
2000s.
that.
Yeah.
And it was now, of course, with how games were. back then it wasn't, it was easier to make them like without all the sliding and stuff like that. But that also kept a realism with it.
Yeah.
At the same time, they were also using realistic weapons. They weren't
Yeah.
making up names for weapons like they are now. And now I understand it's because companies are making big deals about it, about names and shit like that.
Yeah.
But they were using realistic weapons, and it was like real. It was realistic
Mhm.
to a point.
Mhm.
Now, if you half the time I can't play Call of Duty, and you could say, "Oh, I suck at Call of Duty," and that's why I'm
You
bringing this
suck.
up.
Yeah.
It is what it
Sorry.
is. But but it's the point of I go play and I try to play team deathmatch, and I get killed by a dude who is using a pistol, a basic pistol, and he's
Yeah.
sliding around and jumping up
Yeah.
and stuff
It was
like that.
me.
It's like it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I used to be really fucking good at COD. I used
Yeah.
to be top 1, top 2
Yeah.
in Call of Duty, Modern
Now,
Warfare, Black Ops, fucking zombies. No,
Oh,
Thomas, hello?
Thomas.
to get a
Hello.
little
Oh,
bit
there we
tired
go.
of some new stuff, but
Your mic cut
What?
out once you said zombies. I think his
Oh.
internet died again. Thomas? Hello? Hello? Thomas? His internet does this
Deputy.
a lot. But Gabby, what what was your favorite Call of Duty? Or what is your
Well, it
favorite Call of
depends.
Duty?
Are we okay? So I like that. I like that. So I'm a Warzone player. Love
Mhm.
Warzone. If I play multiplayer, I like to go back to Modern Warfare 3. It is still one of my favorites. I am majorly into Cyber Attack. It has
Mhm.
always been my favorite game mode. I will play TDM, but majority of the time it is Cyber.
Mhm.
Now, if we're gonna go back to zombies, as he was trying to say, I know zombies is a very, very big thing for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We all know, as I've stated before, I am very well known in the Call of Duty area. A lot of people know me. I get on and I'll get into a random lobby, and I guarantee you probably about 3 to 5 people in that lobby know who I am. So
everybody knows who
I
you are.
I'm just saying because I play so much Call of Duty, and that's where I originated from,
Yeah.
was Call of Duty. And I don't know. I like all of the games. It's just Black Ops for me. Black Ops for me is just not the same as what it used to be.
Mhm.
Because
No,
whenever it comes to
absolutely.
Black Ops, most people know Black Ops as the zombie game. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm
Now,
saying, like, for me, top tier was Black Ops 1 or 2, because it had by far the best zombies. You didn't have
yeah.
to have a whole fucking checklist to have fun.
100%.
You just
100%.
load it in, you hit a mystery box, survived as long as you could. And
Yeah.
now the crap that they have today, which is all these Easter eggs and do this and that in order to open up the next portion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just can't stand all that.
Yeah.
So, it for me, my favorite is either, Warzone is Warzone, Modern Warfare 3 for multiplayer, or Black Ops 1 or 2 for zombies.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, Thomas, what about for you? What's your favorite Call of Duty?
I like Black Ops 1, Black
If you
Ops
say
2.
Vanguard at all, I will choke you out.
I was never gonna say Vanguard. I like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, the original Modern Warfares, all 4 of them.
Mhm.
Yep. Can agree.
And I will say I do like the first new remaster Modern Warfare. It's kind of interesting when they added a lot of the newer things,
Mhm.
and it did make it a little more realistic. And they did add a nice. I do like the part with the when you go into a house in the middle of the night, and take over that house.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool to me, and I was like, oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
See, I like that. But everything else is just it's trash to me. It's not it
Th-
just goes away from the original style of what the game was, and instead it's more along the lines of like buying like basically it happened when Fortnite came out.
Yeah.
Because when Fortnite came out, it was a big deal because it was originally PUBG versus Fortnite because they were
Yeah.
both two games that were
Love PUBG. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've heard that.
I know. And see, I used to be an avid PUBG player, and then Fortnite came out, and it took everything.
Yeah.
There's a reason PUBG and Fortnite had a fucking legal dispute. It's because they were saying that
I
they
thought
took their
PUBG came
game.
out after
No,
Fortnite.
no,
No,
I
so
Really?
PUBG came out first. Fortnite
Okay.
came out later on, and when Fortnite came out, the issue
completely
was is that
ruined the Call of Duty, Battlefield, PUBG, Last of Us. It ruined everything.
exactly.
Like literally ruined everything because now everything has to have a battle royale mode, and it's like
I guess that
no.
makes sense because Fortnite didn't come out till after I graduated high school, so 2017.
Yep, yep, and
Exactly. It
and you know like
Right?
yeah, and you know like if you want to have a battle royale mode, okay, cool, you know, have a battle royale mode, but it doesn't need to be in every single Call of Duty, you know. uh, like cool, you know, if
it
you want to play it, by all means you can play it, there's no issue with that, but it becomes an issue when that's all that they want to do. They want to do battle passes, they want to do all this, and it's like it's stupid. It ruins the
it
experience because you got
that's
these
all
people
people
running
want.
around in like Michael Jackson outfits, Lady Gaga, and it's like no, you know, you try to be a game about being realistic, and then you add Michael Jackson and Lady Gaga in regular outfit. It's like no, you know, this isn't military, right?
It really caused Call of Duty when it first came out. It was Call of Duty, and then you had Battlefield.
Yeah,
And the issue was is that everyone hated Battlefield because they had weird controls. It was
yeah,
the controls, and at the same time, they didn't like the engine that it was on.
yeah,
So the graphics were kind of shitty. So they were like, "No, Call of Duty's more fun. It's got a better story. There's so much more you can do on there." So everyone wanted to Call of Duty. But now it's switched. Battlefield is now the better game.
yeah,
Everybody, there's so much more to do. It's so much more realistic. This is more fun to do. Now there is shit like jumping out of a plane while it's midair and then parachuting down, and there is some sliding still, but it's just more fun. There's more interaction. There's more shit to do
yeah.
compared to
It's
Call of Duty, which is just running around as basically the gingerbread man and
yeah.
just unloading into people.
Yep,
Like,
with
come
these
on.
laser bullets, and it's like no, you know, like even in the new Battlefield, what is it, 2042 now that they're on?
Mhm.
Whatever the new Battlefield is. I came across a YouTube video, and you know the guy was kind of explaining. I think it's Gaming Grandpa. I could be wrong, or Grandpa Gaming, whatever his name is. He's a fantastic player, absolutely fantastic. He's a lovely man. Is his environment is just in it's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He
and
him shooting him as a sniper is probably the best player until he showed how he did it,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
everyone took over what he did.
But you know,
But
he
he was
was
awesome.
explaining, you know, where Battlefield has added these bright camos, you know, like this pink camo, this green camo. Okay, cool. You know, he said, okay, it's still realistic, but also at the same time not realistic because it's bright camo. You know, it's these vibrant colors, but they're still keeping it in that military aspect. They're not going to, you know, adding in Lady Gaga or Michael Jackson, for instance, right, where you can run out and play them. No, no, no. It's just clothing, right? That's all that they've really changed, and that's completely fine because that doesn't ruin the experience of, you know, having you know, somebody come around the corner, dolphin dive on you, get up and run 50 meters, turn around and shoot you with a shotgun from across the map, right? At least Battlefield keeps it realistic. Sure, they have a battle royale mode, which I've seen videos of it. It doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. It's interesting. Um, and it definitely 100% performs better than most other Call of Duty games that have come out since then, right? Black Ops 7, Black Ops 6, 5, 4, by far 2042 is 100% better. And for me personally, I've always preferred the Battlefield campaigns because I found their stories more interactive, more interesting, a lot deeper. You know, you actually got to know a character instead of just, oh, this is this person. and they're this year, and they're this old, right? They retire characters after a while, whereas Call of Duty Soap has been around for ages. Now, there's nothing wrong with Soap, there really isn't. But if we're being realistic, now obviously it's a video game, I understand that. But if we're being realistic, Soap would have retired by now. He would have retired like 5, 10 years ago. Because even when he was first introduced, he was pushing like 40. Now he'd be like 70. It's like he wouldn't be doing that.
They definitely No, don't get me wrong. I do like, yes, I like the characters that they want to use and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But if you're gonna do that, then you might as well continue the Black Ops story. If you're
Yeah.
going to do shit like that. Apart from that, the Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, okay, done. No more of the same characters. Now we're just going to go on to a bunch of new stuff, and
Yeah.
each one was new.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I will say, I think it was it Advanced Warfare? Which one was the one where they were in space? It was
Um,
uh
I know what you're. I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's Advanced Warfare. They had two Advanced Warfares, right? They had one that had more or less, kind of futuristic-ish weapons, but still kept it to, on Earth. And then they had one that was both in space and on the ground, right?
Advanced Warfare, I think, in my opinion, or it's not Advanced, it's Infinite Warfare.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
it was.
yes.
Infinite Warfare, I think, was pretty fun. I will say it's not my favorite. I wouldn't say it's up there in my top favorites,
Hmm.
but it is second because it is so much fun to play, and it's so new with all the new stuff. It's
Yeah.
actually kind of fun to like the story. For me, the story was really good. And then they did that, and then they did a zombies, but instead of it being the normal characters like Nikolai
Hmm.
and Dempsey and all them,
Hmm.
it was a whole new set of characters. It was actually kind of interesting. Now, of
Hmm.
course, there wasn't a storyline; it was more of just survive. But there's just something about it. It was still to me a prime game
Hmm.
until they started going to other things. And Infinite Warfare was there before we started doing Warzone and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's what made it so good. Once they hit Warzone, it just went downhill again. It
Yeah.
just went downhill again.
Yeah.
So
Now, would you say that the Call of Duty franchise, or at least the experience for the Call of Duty franchise, has been ruined because of these unrealistic skins and the um uh unrealistic guns and the battle royale mode?
I think they need to go back to their roots.
Hmm.
They've gone so far away from it
Hmm.
to the point to where it just doesn't feel like Call of Duty. It literally just feels like first person Fortnite.
Yeah.
That is how I feel when I play it. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm playing first person Fortnite.
Yeah.
I Oh my god, I went back. I looked back at PUBG just to see what all has changed in the years.
Hmm.
They have gone to the point to where they are basically doing what Fortnite is doing. There's fucking grenades that now make color. There's
Yeah.
like crazy skins. It's nothing the same anymore.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I knew PUBG did have some funny skins and some funny, clothes that you could wear. Of course,
Yeah.
everything, yeah, they're gonna do that. But it got to the point to where it's just not. Nobody plays it anymore. Most people who play it because they just play it because they know that they're good at that game, and
Yeah.
they just never wanted to stop playing it.
Yeah.
Other than that, no new players really want to play it. They think it's boring
Hmm.
because they think Fortnite has more to offer,
Am
or
I
they
allowed to debate this? Because like
Yes.
I
Go for it.
100% do not agree with that
Go for it. Go
whatsoever.
go, go for it.
yeah, go ahead.
All right, so respectfully, I have to say that Fortnite and Call of Duty definitely don't even sit in the same lane, like visually. I mean, at least from my point, because Fortnite
100%.
is literally built to look very cartoonish and bright colors and exaggerated characters, goofy vibes, stuff like that. Like nothing in Fortnite is meant to like feel real in a way, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But Call of Duty, on the other hand, to me has always pushed for more of the realistic look. the lighting and the textures of the weapons and the character models, everything
Mhm.
is designed to feel grounded.
Mhm.
But I mean, I can see where, some of the things could feel the same, but it's definitely not true.
Mhm.
Like one's more cartoon, can jump around, build, things like that, while
Yeah.
the other one looks a little bit more like military shooter.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I completely disagree that they're looking
Now,
the same and all that.
I think the point of what he's trying to say is that Call of Duty has started to try and compete against Fortnite in the sense of making things bright. Adding unrealistic character models. Now, don't get me wrong, the character models themselves look fantastic. They are really good character models, fantastically designed. Nothing against the person who designed them.
I
It's
can't stand video games like that though, because all video games, in some way, shape, or form, I feel like constantly have to piggyback off of each other. I mean, like, PUBG and Fortnite are so much similar, like so many similarities, because you can tell that they, had that out almost at the same time. But piggybacking, same with Fortnite and Call of Duty, same with, like even right now, like the whole Arc Raiders, with that being so popular right now.
mhm.
You know, there's just so many things piggybacking off of each other, and it's just so annoying.
no,
Like I
I
can't stand it.
no, I 100% get that, and that's for me, right? Call of Duty
Or
was
Fortnite with Apex.
that
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 was
is
another
true.
one.
Call of Duty was fine as it was, where they didn't have these stupidly bright character models that were not military. Having bright camos, cool. I have no issue with that. There's no issue with that because you're still having a military style camo, just different colors. But the moment that
Okay, I see what you guys are
yeah,
saying now. I thought you guys meant like visually they're
no,
so like
no,
okay.
no, 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 no. Fortnite is very unique in the sense of it has its unique textures, its unique look. It's very distinguishable. But if you were to line up modern uh, a modern Call of Duty and a modern Battlefield and look at a wall and zoom in so then you don't see any of the character, not many people would be able to tell but you know which one is which, because sure they both have different textures and both different styles of making things, but it's still hard to tell. But that's
Right.
because they're competitors, right? It's like PUBG and Fortnite. They're competitors, both two different type of artist styles, but the same more or less gameplay, right? It's still a battle royale sort of thing, right? Same with Call of Duty and Battlefield. It's it's still team deathmatch, flare domination, capture the flag, etc., etc., right?
Right.
So when Fortnite came out, it definitely ruined how Call of Duty did things. It really lowered their bar of things that were acceptable, and their
Right.
games went completely downhill. Completely downhill. When now Call of Duty as a franchise, they're not bad. They really aren't. They're It's a good franchise. It's just I think personally it's going in the wrong direction, and they need to go back, like Thomas said, go back to how they did it before, continue the storyline. Um for instance, from Black Ops 3, right? Keep the same
Right.
technology or whatever, um
Oh no, I
or
agree with that part. That I guess that was a complete misunderstanding on my
no,
end.
yeah, yeah.
But so like how they added, oh my god, this is the worst one. And I was that person that was so stupid and bought it just because everyone else was doing it. But like whenever
Hmm.
Nicki Minaj came out
Uh
as a freaking skin and it was like bright ass pink, and I was like, oh
yep,
my god, why did I even do that?
yep. No,
So I get it.
it's incredibly stupid because it's like Call of Duty was meant to be a realistic style video game back in the day, right? With Modern Warfare, Call of
Right.
Duty Ghosts, it was meant to be realistic-ish, right? It wasn't meant to be, you know, keeping their realistic graphics but going in the direction of Fortnite. It wasn't meant to be like that. And I feel like that's where they're losing a lot of their player base right now, especially with the newest Black Ops, they had a massive decline in pre-orders. Um,
Well, that's
uh,
because they've gotten so bad. Like I've said before, Black Ops is just so bad right now, man.
yes, 100%. Um, but it's always those die-hard Call of Duty fans, right? The people that are always like, "Oh, Call of Duty's always going to be better than Battlefield." It's always going to be those people that are going to be buying, um, pre-buying the games. But during the uh, newest Battlefield that was released, they saw a massive incline of people pre-buying it because they didn't want anything to do with Call of Duty anymore because it was going in a direction that they didn't like, and that's what
Right.
a lot of people have said too. It's not fun to play anymore. Like if they were to play it, they would only play it for the campaign because that's the only interesting part. And I agree with them. I would love to play the Call of Duty campaigns. I don't care about the online stuff anymore. So, buying a $70 game just to play one thing one time, not worth it for me, right?
Thomas, do you have the new Black Ops?
Which one?
Black
Do you
Ops
have the new
7.
one?
No, I don't.
Okay, never mind. I was like, so how do you feel about it? Because I have not wanted to buy it, especially since people already said it's crap anyways. But
Oh
I don't know.
no,
Black Ops to
I
me has
don't.
just been terrible.
I don't buy any of the new Black Ops. I don't buy any of the new Call of Duties. It has gone so far. I understand your point of view, but it's not what it was meant to go to.
hmm
Like Noah was saying, wasn't meant to go into Fortnite. It wasn't meant to go like that. Do you know what
Right.
CQC stands for?
Do I know what stands for? I'm sorry.
CQC.
No.
It stands for Close Quarter Combat. Originally, when you played original Call of Duty, I'm talking about Modern Warfare 1, the originals and stuff like that. There really wasn't like you couldn't like lean in and stuff like that. It was more of just you quickly like run in and turn left and like boom 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 and start shooting.
hmm
Basically like that. Now when the first new one came out where you could start leaning and stuff like that,
I think
which
it
is
came out
what
in
which
Modern
originally
Warfare,
everyone
right?
loved.
The new Modern
I'm sorry.
Warfare. I think it came out
I'm not
in that one.
now I'm talking about I'm talking about the new one because when they
Yeah, yeah,
added it, so beforehand, the old ones you couldn't lean or
yeah,
anything like that. It was more of like it wasn't until the newer ones came out you could, and everyone loved it because they're like, oh my god, I could do better close quarter combat. In other words, I could be in a building with a rifle and I could go around the corner and lean in and
yeah,
shoot somebody who's on that corner
yeah. And
or on
it,
that wall.
it was new, it was exciting, and that's what drew people to it.
Right.
Exactly, but that changed. Instead of it being realistic with realistic close quarter combat, people changed and instead started doing the fucking dumb shit where they basically jumped like a Jason Statham movie and basically jumped in, slid it in, and then started shooting people who are against the wall.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking stupid. That is the most unrealistic shit ever. Excuse me. It's the most unrealistic and the stupidest shit ever. I get it. It's a video game. But come on. It was so much more fun when people were actually
Ooh.
doing close quarter combat correctly.
yeah.
Now me dealing with people jumping around and shit, it's not fun to me.
It
It
ruins the
makes me feel
experience. Yeah.
Well, then
it
here's
does.
my
It does.
question. What about the games that are meant to have the unrealistic, but also that
Fortnite? That's fine
no,
because it's like you said, cartoony. It was
no, no, no,
made
no,
to
no, no,
be like
no.
that.
Well, I mean, it's cartoony, but
Are
I was talking about Halo.
Halo or like Advanced Warfare, sorry, Infinite Warfare, where in some maps you could still jump and do all that. That's fine because
Now,
it's its own, it's
that's
its
a
own
whole different
series
thing.
inside the franchise. But once you start combining all the franchises together, it ruins it.
Right.
And
Plus,
that's what
if
Call of Duty has been doing.
Plus, if you notice, Halo is in a time period and a universe where it's all futuristic.
Yeah,
So that could be the normal fighting way. I
yeah,
promise you, though, if you were in a QC, or I'm sorry, a
you-
CQC situation, a close quarter combat situation, you would not slide in and like shoot
yeah,
somebody because if I was on that wall and you slid in, I would have shot you by then.
yeah,
You would have
yeah,
died.
yeah.
I know this, and I know this.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to get that. the required amount of speed in order to slide.
Even if you did slide, it's like my favorite thing is if you it's comparing it to like if you ever watch people who play paintball
Yeah,
or airsoft
yeah,
where they like slide, like the only time you see them slide is when they're in the fucking open
yeah, and it's only
because
like
they're in the open.
10 feet. It's not 20. It's not 30. It's only 5-10 feet because naturally the
Exa-
human body will stop you because all of your weight is going down. And how Call of Duty does it is you're always having two hands on the gun, and there's no way that you would be able to keep yourself stable while you're sliding and have your gun
Exact.
up
There's
and be
no
able to
way
aim and
you
all
can.
that.
There's no way you're sliding, both hands on the gun, shooting at someone, and then immediate stop and go and jump up. Like
Yeah,
there's no way you can fucking do that.
yeah,
There is no way. I don't know what your body is made of or how your body is that able to do that. There is no way, including with all the fucking gear you're wearing.
yeah, yeah.
So
Now, would you say that Call of Duty Ghosts did it correctly with how they did their dolphin dives, their sliding and whatnot, where you wouldn't go stupidly far, but you still wouldn't be
Call
able
of Duty
to
Ghosts.
have 100% accuracy while you're sliding or whatever, while still keeping their original feel of the game. Would you
Call of Duty Ghosts is
go
it
ahead?
is a controversial topic because a lot of people hated it when it came
Really
out.
quick,
I
isn't Ghost the post like apocalyptic or I can't even say that fucking word right.
Yes,
apocalyptic.
Yes,
Apocalyptic?
yes.
Is that how you say
It,
that?
it's post um it's post ICBM, just non-nuclear
Okay.
ICBMs. That's what it is.
Exactly. In other words, one country decided to attack the U.S.
Yeah,
In
Okay.
other words,
Okay, then I know which one we're talking about now. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
go ahead, continue.
so
Sorry.
it's the one. The easiest way to know which one it is. It's the one where you get to play as an astronaut and you get to shoot people as an astronaut
Yeah,
because they're
That
on their
that's like the
first mission, and that
it was
that
their
was
very first mission.
fantastic. It was a very
That was
good, well
cool.
done mission. One
It
hundred
because it
percent.
was something that was never done and it was
Yeah,
like cool as hell.
100%. And the storyline itself was very well done, very interactive, and it explained every single map. It explained, every single character, the whole thing of what happened to the world. It explained that. Whereas, modern days Call of Duty stuff doesn't explain that at all. It completely skips over that process and it ruins the campaign experience. But
Ooh,
No,
wait. Was it also with the dog?
yes, you had a
Okay,
dog.
okay,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh my
The
gosh,
the
I love
one
this
You're
the
still
one.
the
trying to figure it
I
out.
love
yeah
it.
the one that had the alien zombies instead, and it was stupid.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I get it.
No, it was the alien. Instead of it being zombies, the aliens. That was kind of an interesting. It was an interesting change. Instead of
yes,
doing zombies, they wanted to try to do aliens and try to do a different style.
yeah,
It was interesting. It wasn't my favorite on that. I mean, would I play it again? If I'm bored, sure.
yeah,
But it wasn't my favorite. With
yeah.
that being said, with how controversial Ghost is and how almost everybody hated it, I personally liked it, and the reason why is now people hate it because they said, "Oh, the map was too big and stuff like, or maps were too big for
I've heard that,
team
yes.
deathmatch and stuff like that." Yes, were they a little too big? Yes, and some people actually made a comment about the jumping around, about how you can jump and do the slide deal, or you can jump and do the basically like face plant forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know. I think that one wasn't too bad. I thought that was it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't as bad as how it is now because now it's sliding, and that one it wasn't sliding. And
yeah,
I could see that a little bit. I could see that. I wasn't too mad about it. I had fun. I got kills on Ghost. I got up. I got ranked really high
yeah.
on Ghost when it came out. But it's just
I My favorite thing with Ghosts though, compared to the other CODs, is that didn't they have also like that lean mechanic thing?
No,
You
not
know,
not 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 in Ghost. No.
are you sure?
Yes. So in Ghost, they uh
I thought you could peek around the corners with
n-
like
not
on
in
that game.
not in Ghost. No, you're thinking You're thinking Modern Warfare, the new one with the advanced graphics and whatnot, Advanced Modern Warfare, whatever the hell it is. Um, when it was their first attempt at adding battle royale and whatnot. That was their first thing. I think that's the one that you're talking about because that one also has dogs too.
Maybe.
But
I
Oh, I mean, on
it's
here it says it did.
I don't remember it having it at
Oh no,
all,
it
and
says in
I
Call of Duty Ghosts, the leaning mechanic allowed players to fire from behind cover without exposing themselves to enemies.
I don't believe it did.
and see that's a realist. That's the whole realistic aspect I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You could it's realistic with that with how realistic that is. That's what they should have kept and just did that. People don't do that anymore nowadays.
yeah.
Either
Instead, they
way,
do
I
the
was just there
jumping and
for it for the
fighting.
dog, bro.
No, yeah, 100%. Like the game mechanics itself were phenomenal. They were very good game mechanics, without
Because
a
it went
doubt.
back to the original, like,
Yes,
the actual soldier.
but also
What's the
because
word
it
I'm
was
looking
its
for?
own storyline, it was
Yeah.
very good. um you know Call of Duty, they seem to be caring more about Black Ops than they do about any of their other series. It's
I don't
incredibly
get it.
sad. I don't either, because even when you are to look at active number of players playing, there's more people playing the other series versus Black Ops. Without a doubt, there are more people playing the other series that aren't Black Ops, because it's just, it's not, it doesn't give the Call of Duty vibe, right? Sure, Black Ops 1 and 2, I would go as far as saying 3 personally. I really liked 3, were phenomenal games, and they should have stayed with that style. But continuing it on and, you know, adding a bunch of the other crap that they did completely ruined it.
Right.
It's, I would say Call of Duty has a very big history of not listening to their community in terms of what the community likes and what they don't like, whereas Battlefield listens to their community the entire time, right? They uh Battlefield added something. I don't remember what it was. I think it had something to do with character customization. Um, and the community was outraged about it. And that was only during the beta of it. And they're like, okay, we understand. We're gonna take that out. Battlefield listens to the community. They do what the community wants to an extent, right?
Right.
Whereas Call of Duty, they have their own agenda. They don't give a shit, and it's incredibly stupid. Now, Thomas, what was your first Call of Duty experience?
Oh God, my first Call of Duty experience definitely was Modern Warfare 2.
Modern
Yeah,
Warfare
where you
That
2?
was my
died constantly.
that was my very first one. It was Modern Warfare 2, and then I played Modern Warfare 4, and then I played Modern Warfare 3.
Now, on the Xbox or the PlayStation?
Xbox.
Xbox.
It was Xbox. Yep.
I- Xbox 360 or Xbox One?
So it was Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
It was old. Yeah, no, it was. This was back in it. This was going from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, if Activision were to remaster Modern Warfare 1 and 2, um, and not add, Battle Royale and, all these stupid, bright, unrealistic characters and unrealistic weapon looks and all that, would you play it?
If Modern Warfare didn't do all this dumb shit, at the most, if they added the part where you can sit behind cover
Mm-hmm.
and you can lean out and shoot, if they just added that, I'd have no problem with it. I would play that game every goddamn day. I would never leave my house.
So you would 100% agree that you would buy it without a second thought.
Absolutely, because it's going with the original story,
Hmm.
while at the same time it is remastered, so the graphics are better. At the
And the textures.
and the textures, while at the same time you're just doing the exact same thing you did in the old one. You don't
Yeah,
have none of this new shit with the sliding, and it's just
yeah, yeah. Have you ever played Call of Duty World at War, the World War II Call
I
of
did.
Duty?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I did. So I played Call of Duty World War II, and this is what's funny. So I played World at War and I played Call of Duty World War II. So
yeah.
Call of Duty World War II, I played it on the Wii. I actually had it on
On
the
the
Wii.
Wii, really?
On the Wii.
I
Yeah.
had I had
Yeah.
World at War on the Wii.
So I had World War II on the Wii.
I also had it on the Wii U
And then
as well.
and then when I got my PS3, I had it on my I played it on my PS3,
Hmm.
World War II.
Yep.
And that's the point when I played World War II. That's the point where I really loved zombies, because that was my first zombies experience.
Yeah.
And then later on, I got Black Ops 1, and then that made me love it even more.
Yeah.
So they they're just not, it's not a fun thing to play anymore. They've lost a lot of credibility.
Hmm.
That's the
I would
biggest
love
thing.
to know what your least favorite one is.
Ah, well, for me, um, anything after um Black Ops 3 is shit. Um, I would even go as far as saying um the some of the stuff in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, their newer Modern Warfare, um, is terrible. Some of some of their gameplay is terrible. The the one that I like the most would probably 100% have to be Black Ops 2.
Okay.
Black Ops 2 had a phenomenal storyline. It was amazing. It wasn't too futuristic, but at the same time, it kept the original story from the Black Ops 1 and kept it going.
Right.
What about you,
I
Thomas?
feel like anything after 2016 is what sucked, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's usually how it is after 2016 it just went it went downhill a lot with the way that they just started making games. And I think quality it's the they went away from originality
Yeah.
to just following what other people did.
Yeah. Yeah, they
uh
definitely ruined, or I should say lost their touch on how they did things, right? Whereas Battlefield never did. They always kept the original um, you know, different classes, the squad, scout, enforcer, engineer, they always have kept that even in Battlefield Hardline. So Battlefield Hardline, have either of you guys played it or watched videos?
No.
mm-mm.
So Battlefield Hardline is gang against cops. That's the two teams. It is a
Oh yeah, actually, I
yeah,
have
yeah,
played it. I just started thinking about, yeah, you're a police officer. Instead of you being in the military, you're a police officer, and you're slowly like taking down like a drug cartel,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. And it's fantastic. A lot of people say that Hardline was one of their worst games that they made. Uh, a lot of people have said that it's shit, that they don't like it, that it's unrealistic and whatnot. And I can agree to a certain point, but at the same time, they still kept their classes, the scout, enforcer, etc., etc. They still kept that, right? And people were mad because they introduced grenade launchers and RPGs to um to the police force, and they're like, oh well, police officers would never have an RPG. It's like true, that is true. At least in the United States, that is true. Well, United States and in Canada, they would not be able to legally utilize an RPG um, against um, against the threat. But they still added it in, and people were mad about that because it made it feel unrealistic to them.
Right.
And
I think in all reality, at least two worst games that they made, the two major worst games
yeah,
is Vanguard
Mm-hmm.
and Black Ops 6.
Yep. Can't agree more on that, especially
yeah,
Vanguard.
yeah. I now would you put Vanguard above Black Ops 6, or would you put Black Ops 6 below Vanguard? So it's a would you rather? Would you rather play Black Ops 6
So
or Vanguard?
I'd rather play
say
Black Ops 6 over Vanguard, to be honest.
I would
with you.
agree,
Really?
in the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons is because when you played Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
the whole way they wanted you to do the game was you had to replay missions sometimes just to figure out how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, because it was like, oh, you have to figure out like where they would go and where they do this. Well, at the end of the day, it's like, this isn't really a video game. This is like some detective simulator, but you're making me replay the fucking mission just so I could figure out how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Or you had to go to Google to try to figure it out. And then some of the things you went to do didn't even work. And it was
Mm-hmm.
only because they also made it to where the game would set its own version of
Yeah.
like codes and shit. So
Yeah.
you couldn't use the same codes.
Yeah.
So there's I would say Black Ops 6 would be better than Vanguard. I hate both of them
Oh yeah,
with a
obviously.
passion.
100%.
Oh yeah, they're
100%.
But
both terrible.
Vanguard is definitely number one of the most worst game ever.
The whole
Cold War is
gameplay was
another
just so
one.
messy.
Cold
Cold
War.
War.
So I'm on the fence about Cold War. The campaign was fantastic. It explained, it explained the Cold War, and they even kept some of their one of their old I want to say Modern Warfare or Black Ops um campaign missions. They kept it.
So the campaign was solid in there, but it felt really short.
It did. It did.
Like it felt very
felt
stripped back.
Yes, 100%. It felt very short, very easy to go through. Like you could sit down and get through it in a day, and that's what I did. And it felt horrible because it's like, I've been sitting here for 6 hours, and I just did it.
Cold War to me also felt very rushed. Like they were in such a rush to get it out.
Yes.
Like you know what I mean? Like with the dev teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This like the whole thing just came out so uneven to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Cold War wasn't that great either.
Yeah.
But
Cold
Vanguard and
War.
Black Ops 6 were definitely top tier worst ones to me as well.
Cold War, when they made it, it was so buggy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cold War was probably the most buggiest game ever. When I tried to play Cold War, I downloaded it. I tried to play the campaign.
Yeah.
I got to a point to where I was trying to figure out this code, and then I went in and I was trying to figure it out. They changed the codes. I was like, okay, they changed them. It is what it is. And in other words, like I can't go off someone else and play it like how they did. And I'm like, okay, I got to figure it out. But every time, if like I couldn't figure it out and I went to just play a different or just went on to like play past it, the game would freeze.
Yeah.
And I tried to uninstall it, reinstall it. It didn't work. I tried to go on their site and ask them why it wasn't working, and nobody basically answered back about it. They just said, "Have you tried uninstalling it and reinstalling it?" And it wasn't until I went to Reddit posts and looked at them where billions of fucking other people were basically saying, "Yeah, I'm having the same issue where it just glitches out.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't play the campaign."
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason they should have made it like that. If they want to, you know what they need to do? They need to fucking turn. They need to do what fucking GTA 6. They need to
Mhm.
beat GTA 6. They need to wait 3 years, or they need to wait like 15 years,
They need to
and
wait
then
20 years. But even then, GTA 6 has been delayed again. So, who knows?
but I'm wondering because, and yes, I'm upset as well because I have to wait again.
Yeah.
But I start thinking about it, and if you think about it, maybe they're doing it on purpose. If you think about it, this is GTA 5. It was their baby, and it was perfect.
Yes.
And now it's so old, it's just they just keep adding shit just to keep people entertained.
Yeah.
GTA 6 is their next baby,
Yeah.
and they know that they cannot do what Call of Duty's doing.
Yeah.
They cannot do what Fortnite is doing. They can't just throw some shit in there and be like, "There you go, you can do this now." They
Yeah.
have to make it to where you're going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It,
And I think that's why they keep delaying it. I think every time they check something, or they're either checking something, or they're probably doing is they're
mhm.
probably having people play it, and then they're getting their feedback and they're changing stuff, and then they're having those people play it again.
Oh,
Weird.
we just lost Gabby. I don't know where she went. Uh, where did she go? Oh, I think her internet died.
That's lovely. Now she's having issues.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Yep. But anyways, with her internet dying, um, let's continue on a little bit. So, would you say that Call of Duty as a whole is now amongst your I won't buy from this franchise? Thomas?
It's it's if I was to rate it, it's a it's a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10 in terms of playability or in terms of liking?
Yes, playability as or playability and liking.
Yeah.
As in if like it was originally like a 8 to 9 out of 10 for me when I originally was playing them, and I loved them.
Yeah. Yeah.
With how it is now and all the bullshit they keep doing to it, it's like a 3, maybe 4 at the most out of 10.
Yeah.
4 is being nice. It's just not. I can't do it anymore. I can't play it.
Mhm.
And I have not been able to play another game that gives me that same high as
Mhm.
Call of Duty did.
Mhm.
It's just not the same playing any other game. Battlefield, it's nice to a point, but Fortnite, not really. I just never got into. I mean, I did originally. Like Fortnite came out, and I was like, oh, cool. I played it a little bit, but after like the first couple seasons, I stopped because
Yeah.
I was playing other shit,
Yeah.
and I just never got back into it. PUBG, nobody plays that anymore.
Yeah.
Roblox is probably the only game that I could go back to and play because there's just so much random shit you could play as
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
and do.
Yeah. When you played Roblox, um well, when you first played Roblox, did you ever play a game called Call of Robloxia?
Call of Robloxia. I don't.
I'm back.
Hi, Gabby.
I am sorry. Now my Wi-Fi went out.
Thomas, have you ever played a game called Call of Robloxia?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever did. I know what it is.
Mhm.
I know nobody plays it anymore because it's just
It
it's
broke. It broke, more or less. Roblox updated to the point where the devs couldn't keep up with it because their systems relied on a very specific status, and it broke. Um Call of Robloxia was, in my opinion, the original thought to Phantom Forces. Obviously, you know what Phantom Forces is, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the Roblox version of Battlefield, just without the vehicles and the destruction of walls. Um, it it was very much the original um thing to Roblox because it was World War II. It was very much Call of Duty, World at War, but on Roblox. It was an amazing game, and it was fantastic. The community on there was fantastic. It was incredible. This was also back in the day when, before Roblox started adding, all these ultra realistic looking bodies, with all the curves and all that, instead of keeping the blocky form.
Yeah, I go back to what I said at the start. Games have changed,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that. But some have changed for the worse compared to others. And the fact that Call of Duty, like every year, basically, they keep putting out a new fucking Black Ops or a new game,
Yeah,
it just doesn't make it any better.
yeah.
And then when it comes to like people need to realize that when it comes to like GTA
Mm-hmm.
and Rockstar taking a long time with GTA, you
Mm-hmm.
can't you just, yes, be upset
Mm-hmm.
because yes, we've been waiting this long, but what's a little longer for something that they're putting their entire lively work
Mm-hmm.
into?
That they're actually spending their
I could
time to make sure that it runs properly, do all this, whereas other games rush it and have a year to do it, whereas Rockstar is like, okay, well, this is our expected release date, we'll let you know, and then they gotta push it back because they're not quite ready, and then they do it again and again. But sure, it's frustrating, but at least they're trying to make sure that the game is good instead of super duper buggy and forcing people to update every week with these massive updates that are completely unnecessary, instead of making sure that the game works the first time.
honestly, I can wait. I can wait when it comes to Grand Theft Auto. I
Hmm.
can wait with Rockstar because I know they care.
Hmm.
Now, if Activision was to do the same thing with Call of Duty,
Hmm.
and if they were to step back, go, hey, we're not going to make any more. Our next one is going to be our next one. We're going to take our time with. If they were to do that,
Hmm.
it would it would be so much better.
Now, would
But they're
you?
not going to do that
Can't
because they
agree.
want money.
Yeah. Would you say that obviously take their time and whatnot would include um not having the battle royale and all these unrealistic military skins?
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
I think they should go back to customizing like your
calling
skin
cards.
to look military.
Yeah.
Like that's what they should do. Modern Warfare and Ghost and all that stuff, you could customize your character by giving him different camos to wear.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now it's just, oh, I'm wearing a pink furry suit.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Like, no, that's so I'm Ghost. I'm Ghostface.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah. It makes it ruins the fun of the game, especially when you're saying, we're a realistic-ish game, Sure, you're realistic-ish, but realistic-ish needs to have a stopping point, right? Where it becomes unrealistic, right? What they're doing with the clothing and the weapons and all of that, would you say that that goes beyond unrealistic in a military style? like how Call of Duty has been doing with Modern Warfare and whatnot previously?
I I can, when it comes to weapons, I can understand the point of they have to rename them and stuff like that. It's the same with like
Hello?
uh,
No,
have their name.
you cut out there for a second.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I understand you got to change the names. I
Mm-hmm.
get that.
Hello?
Apparently, everyone's gonna have technical
Oh,
difficulties today.
Thomas? Hello? Thomas? I think we lost him. Thomas?
I promise you, it's just that day.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's gonna have issues
It's
today.
Oh, there we go.
I hate all I ah!
Okay, so you were saying giving them different names.
I'm okay with them giving different names, and I'm okay with them even changing how the gun looks a little bit, just because they need to do that,
Yep.
or they're trying to make it look a little more futuristic. Like, okay, you want to create guns that haven't been made yet.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Like how they did with Black Ops 3, where they made the AK-47 into this futuristic version of the AK-47, but still gave it that sluggish, ruggish feel to it that was reliable and sturdy. Right. Same with the M4A1, the M16. They did all that, and they just updated it, made it look realistic and all that. Would you say that that would be fine? Like if they were to, you know, uh, for Black Ops 8, if they were to go back in time and kind of do what they did with Black Ops 3 with the guns and how and all that.
I think that it's absolutely fine
Mm-hmm.
if they want to go back to that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more of the dumbass stuff that they put on it now. It's
Mm-hmm.
the it's the I can't say it's the skins, because I mean they had goofy skins that you could put on a gun. Like, you can make your gun pink.
Sure. Yes,
Like, that's not too weird to me, because that's what they used to do, and I
yeah,
always
yeah.
thought that was kind of funny.
But by it, to the point of having it move and adding on these extra limbs and tree branches sticking out from the side of the gun and all that. That's where it becomes this is stupid.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they add all this extra stuff to it to make it look, makes it look cool. It's
Yeah.
like, no, just add a skin. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you need. You don't need all this extra stuff.
Now, I've been dying to ask. You know who Brennan Herrera is, right?
Of course,
Of course.
yes,
You
the
know,
AK man.
yes, you know his AK-50, yes?
Yes, I've seen the AK-50.
Obviously, you as an American and a Texan and one could even say an avid gun owner, right?
Yes.
Would you say that it is wrong for a gaming company like Call of Duty or Battlefield to uh, use his gun without his permission? Seeing
His
as he's
AK-50?
yes, seeing as he's a not this big manufacturer that he's trying to create something new and original.
I think he would be honored to have that entered into the fucking game, because it's, for one, like you said, he's not a big gun creator.
Hmm.
He's not like some big time stuff like that. Instead, he would see that go in and go, "Oh my god, that's my gun. That's cool."
Hmm. Now,
I
Yeah, but
I
without his permission.
yeah, but that's the thing. Without his permission or him being told that hey, we're considering putting your gun in. Is that okay?
it it's uh I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it, because, for one, it's a gun that,
Is this actually
I mean,
legit?
Yes, yes, 100%. This
The
does
AK-50.
this will lead somewhere. Yes, just look up AK-50. But anyways, go on, Thomas.
I think that if it's something that could be out to the public,
Mm-hmm.
like they should absolutely be able to just use it
Mm-hmm.
and just say yes. But at the same time, since he is since he is the creator,
Mm-hmm.
I could see him also stating that he would rather have someone ask him if he could use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand both sides.
Now,
I don't.
obviously, your first comment to him being, honored. Obviously, that would have been if he were to have given the okay for it, right?
I mean, of course. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
of course. I'm pretty sure that if I worked for Activision or if I worked for a gun company, I came up and go, "Hey, bud, I want to make a video game, but I want to use your AK-50.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use it?" More than likely, I feel like he'd be like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm absolutely okay. That's
Now,
cool."
Call of Duty, believe it or not, stole his AK-50 and put it into their game and named it something else without his
Yeah, that's not
permission.
okay. 100% not okay. I would be extremely pissed off, and I hope that he is taking legal action against that because I would not be okay with that.
I don't know if he has. Um,
I would understand where you're coming from of, oh, he should be proud, he should be this and that. That's awesome, but at the
yes.
same time, that's where he should get the recognition for it. He should get permission for it. That's his intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, if he created it, he owns the design.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A gaming studio can't just come in and take someone's work and drop it onto like a commercial fucking product without
Yeah.
getting the rights first.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Especially since it's an American company taking something from an American citizen.
Oh
You
my
know.
gosh.
Now, obviously, there's a whole other story that to that I don't want to get into because I don't have all the details, so I don't want to say something that is wrong and mislead people. But if you, for instance, Thomas, were in Brendan Herrera's shoes, and you were a gun manufacturer, and you had a factory and all that, um, and your gun appeared in Call of Duty, um, without your permission, and your gun's still brand new to the market, right? It's never been made before. You're a brand new company, all that. Would you be upset if they put it in without even notifying you that they're putting it in?
Um, if it's something that if they were to take credit for it and say, "Oh yeah, we're the creators of
Mm-hmm.
this," yeah, absolutely, I'd be upset. If they were to put in that, you know, if they were to put something in, basically it's like trying to state like, oh, like as an Easter egg, saying like, "Oh, I'm the creator of it,"
Mm-hmm.
or a creator, like a lone Texan who was in his garage and just created this gun
Mm-hmm.
like that, I would be okay with that because that means that they were giving me basically the attention I need.
Mm-hmm.
But them just taking it, renaming it, and being like, okay, there you go,
Mm-hmm.
it's ours. We made it. Like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Now, obviously, with how Black Ops is going, do you see yourself buying Black Ops 8?
No,
No, never.
no,
Would you
never.
play it if it was offered to you?
I don't think I would. I think it's one of those games that are it doesn't deserve to be played because
Mm-hmm.
it didn't get the time it deserves to be made.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I felt like that's a
So,
really good answer.
yeah, no, it absolutely fantastic answer. It very much does speak the truth to almost every Call of Duty game. Like eh, a good game takes time to make, right? Like Call of Duty, it takes time to make a game, and you know making sure that it works before releasing it is by far the biggest priority, right? Releasing a game that doesn't work is stupid. It makes no sense. And unfortunately, that's what Call of Duty has been doing for the longest time. Is they release games that are very buggy, very laggy, and they push these massive updates that almost require you to get an external hard drive for your device or whatever because of how much space it takes up. It's so stupid. Instead of fixing it the first time in beta, um, yeah. So Thomas,
Mhm.
single player or multiplayer?
It depends.
Just
It
just
it
just in general, single player or multiplayer? Your go-to, not a. It depends. Just your go-to.
I say that it depends because it depends on what I'm playing. While at the
Hmm.
same time, because if it's like zombies, like that's like a multiplayer type of deal. Like I'd rather play that multiplayer because you could play zombies single player,
Yeah.
but I'd like to play with friends on zombies because there's just you can do more and have more fun
Hmm.
doing that. Um, but single player is also nice because you can. There's just something about being alone and playing the story and just basically vibing,
Hmm.
and it's basically just an interactive movie.
Hmm.
So I'd have to say single player.
Now, what's the most overrated game in your opinion?
Overrated game. It would probably
Mine would be Rainbow Six.
yeah. No, actually that's a good answer. Yeah, you know what? I was probably going to say yeah, Rainbow.
Tell me
Rainbow
that's
is
not a
just
terrible game.
it's such a when it first came out, it was cool with how they wanted to do how they built the game,
Hmm.
but there's too many. It's just too much. Like it's just too much with how they want people to play and how uh I don't know. I can't say that it's not realistic because it is to a
Yeah.
point. I mean, you are they're realistic to a point. I just the amount of cheaters that I've seen on that game
Hmm.
or uh or just sweats like people who are able to just kill an entire match
Hmm. It's
just
unnecessary.
because yeah or there's been a recent deal where people have been able to go into they basically like make a new account
Hmm.
and because you could be put in games they have it to where it's set up to where the matches go by like how low of a rank you are, so if you're pretty new it'll
Skill-based
put you in like
matchmaking.
a new lobby.
Yeah.
Exactly. They changed that or not changed it they would basically people who play really good
Hmm.
will make a new account just to do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
just to win a bunch of times because they know people suck at the game.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for them to monitor it because they don't know who actually or they do in a way, but they can't just ban someone's account just because of that. They have to have other they can't just they have to do other things to
Hmm.
get banned
Hmm.
because technically it's not in the rule book that you can't do that. They can't make a new account and play.
Yeah. Gabby,
So it's just
Yes.
Thomas, go ahead. You can finish your sentence.
it's Rainbow is not a fun game. Rainbow is something that people play when they got broken up with their like lifelong girlfriend or wife,
Hmm.
and they need to yell at somebody and basically let everything out. That is
Hmm.
the only thing that game is good for.
Hmm. Gabby, what is the most overrated game in your opinion?
Well, I just said it, sir.
No, I'm
I
aware, but
um so I I don't understand the hype of it, to be honest. I think it's way more hype than what it deserves. I mean, the idea is kind of cool, don't get me wrong, but it's
Mhm.
just like a super frustrating game.
Mhm.
You know, the learning curve is crazy. You know, half the time it feels like you're battling the game more than you are the other team.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just something about it just does not sit right with me. I don't know.
Thomas, what is the most
Mhm.
underrated game in your opinion?
It's definitely gonna be Project Zomboid,
Why?
because so many people either don't know about the game,
Mhm.
or when they see the aspect of playing it, they think it's too hard to play,
Mhm.
and it's not. I I first saw I first the first way I found out about Project Zomboid was I saw a video about it, saw it, oh, that's a cool looking game, and watched
Mhm.
people play. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's realistic. I mean, you're not now. It's in like an indie style, but it's realistic to the point to where you got to survive. You can hotwire vehicles. You can basically build a home if you want to build a home, or you can live in a home. You can
Mhm.
like create generators, water sources, and there's so many mods for them. It's it's a game that I see a lot of people who they say, "Oh, it's too hard to understand." It's not.
Mhm.
First time I played, now don't get me wrong. First time I played it, I was like, "Fuck, I suck at this game." I died like 8 times,
Mhm.
but I slowly got better to the point to where I knew how far away I needed to stay away from a zombie to attack it
Mhm.
without getting bit or scratched or grabbed. I knew I knew what the best way to stay alive was, where the best places to stay away from the dead,
Mhm.
best places to find food. I mean, finding food and water, it should be pretty simple on how to learn where to find that. It's basic survival instinct. You
Mhm.
should know, like I've seen videos of people who play it for the first time and they go, "Oh, I couldn't find food. I just died." It's like, "Did you go into a house?"
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, I went into a few. I didn't find food." It's like, "Okay, go into more, go into old restaurants, go into
Mhm.
places where you'll find food, or go into places, or they don't know how to fight. They
Mhm.
go, oh, I can't find a gun. I don't know how to fight with a sword, or not a sword, a knife or a cleaver or something.
Mhm.
It's like, you can. All you have to do is just play the game and you'll learn techniques, or
Mhm.
play with somebody who's played it.
Mhm.
But most people don't. They just say it's too hard of a game to play. I don't want to play it. It's not. It's probably one of the most realistic, while at the same time fun games to play with your friends. And I
Mhm.
wish there was more people that played it, because so far I've only seen a select amount of people who play it, and I mean play it regular, like play it as in like the regular, with
Mhm.
like of course with mods, but it's not like a system where it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not set up to the point to where you have to get money and stuff like that. It's set up to the point to where they just added more guns, or they added new food items or stuff
Mhm.
like that,
Mhm.
or they
It
added new vehicles. Like,
yeah.
apart 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 from those mods, I don't see people play it. I see people just say that they can't play because it's not, they don't understand it. And I wish more people did,
Mhm.
because I would love to play with more people. It gets lonely playing by myself, and I don't want to go onto servers because half the servers want to do some kind of uh money system or something like that. Basically, it's not really surviving anymore. It's more
It's more of The
of
Walking
it,
Dead.
no, no, no. Walking Dead is survival. It's more of Fallout, where
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
survival, survival, it's, oh, hey, I got some caps. Can I buy that? It's
Mhm.
like, no, that's fucking stupid.
Mhm. Now,
So,
Gabby, what would your answer be to the most underrated game in your opinion?
All right. I I might have two here. And it's about to sound really weird because these are games that I used to play that I no longer play.
Okay.
I would either say Probably Titanfall 2 or maybe even like Skyrim.
Skyrim. Okay, let's do Skyrim because I feel like more people have heard about Skyrim and know what it is, and obviously um agree with
Like
playing it
it
more.
is massive and people know what it is, but like it's just famous for like dragons and like the open world,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I just feel like most people are just like, and that's like any other type of game, so I'm not really gonna like enjoy it or really play it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people dismiss it because it's old,
Mm-hmm.
well, no, older. So like the level of detail and everything is just gonna be different than what you would play today. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not really into RPG games, but like Skyrim, I liked it.
Now, Thomas, one,
Hmm.
uh, two more questions for you. One word answered. Um, well, one thing answered. What's your dream crossover game?
Wait, what? Wait, what
What?
was the question? I'm
What's
confused.
your dream crossover game?
Oh.
So Call of Duty mixed with Halo, or Halo
Okay,
mixed
I
with
see what you're saying.
Minecraft.
I get you.
Yeah.
Mixed game. Um, that's a good question. I don't.
You haven't thought about it, have you?
Well, I'm trying
Wait,
to
can I
think
go
of
first
games.
then? Because like that
Yes.
kind of
Oh,
Go.
goes with what I just
you
said.
know what? You know what? That just made me think of it. I just thought of it.
Go.
So it would have to be Star Wars, and I mean Star Wars
Oh
as
Lord.
in no,
Ugh.
no, no. Listen, you don't like Star Wars?
I like Star Wars, but I don't like Star Wars games, man. I feel like it's like so
But wait,
bad.
Star Wars, Star Wars, and like The Walking Dead.
Okay. Okay.
And here's what. And here's why. So in Star Wars lore, there is a project called Project Blackwing back in the Darth Vader
Mm-hmm.
days
Mm-hmm.
before the newer Star Wars. And basically, the lore says is that it was a basically a virus that was supposed to bring back the dead soldiers, and they're supposed to fight, listen to you. Basically, same thing as what Call of Duty Zombies is.
Yep.
But it got let out on the ship, and now the ship is just like going across space with everybody dead on it.
Yep.
That is I would love to see a video game that is basically that. It's zombies, but as in Star Wars. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to see some sort of survival game, but you play as in Star Wars, and it's zombies. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm. Gabby, what is your dream crossover game?
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
So we all know, I think the whole world knows that Halo is my all-time favorite game.
Yep.
But imagine that with what I just said, but with Titanfall.
Okay. Why?
Doesn't
Okay, because then you would have like Spartans doing their thing on one end, you'd have Titans duking it out, and the Covenant just freaking out in the fucking middle, like being crazy. Like everything would be so freaking cool, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
don't they
I don't
have
know.
isn't their vehicle or don't they already have mechs? They already have mechs in Halo. So wouldn't
I
that be
mean,
the same
yes,
thing?
but like yes and no, because I mean, even then, it's also a lot different because majority of the stuff in Halo is all alien based.
That is true. Yeah.
Um, not as much as mechanics. There is some, don't get me wrong, but there's not like a lot. So like I just feel like, you'd have like wall running and grappling hooks and jetpacks and I mean just like a bunch of crazy shit. Yeah, I feel like that would be like one massive like battlefield game like we were talking about earlier. So that'd be like really freaking cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be fun.
Now, Thomas, last question
Mhm.
before we got to wrap this up. What is a word of advice as a gamer that you would give to our listeners?
Help those who don't understand the game and be open-minded because you never know what can transpire
Mhm.
throughout that interaction.
Yeah.
For one, you can either make a new friend, or you can teach them the value of a game that they originally thought was terrible,
Mhm.
and they learn it's actually awesome. So that's what I would say to listeners, is to just basically be kind to each other.
Do you agree with him,
Oh,
Gabby?
Unless
what a cat poster, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love
Honestly.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely agree though.
Mhm.
But for me, I would just say don't take gaming too seriously, and that's something that I very much struggle with. There's a lot of times where I get so mad in video games, and then
Mhm.
I have to sit there and like really think about it because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like something crazy serious, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry about being the best. Try new games, mess around with different things. Because some of the best moments actually happen when you're just goofing around and being silly,
Yeah.
or trying something completely out of your own comfort zone. So I just feel like don't take gaming too seriously.
Like,
It's supposed to be fun.
especially with what Gabby just said. I know my dad and my stepmom listen to this. So Dad, obviously you're listening to this. Don't run
Yeah.
around the map on Call of Duty only with a machine gun. There are like 7 other classes that you can use. Stop using machine gun and try something else. I know you're shit at the game, and I love you for it because it's funny because you
Wait,
you
like
don't.
your dad says this to you, or are you saying this to your dad?
I'm saying this to my dad because he doesn't have a
no,
reaction.
poor dad.
He doesn't have a reaction when when he dies. This motherfucker will empty 100 rounds into somebody and miss 95% of the time, and you're like, oh, thank God I finally got him, and then he
Guess
continues
what?
on, and it's like, it's incredibly easy to hit somebody, Dad, and he's like, oh, but they're moving around, and you hip fire, and he's like, oh no, I don't do none of that nonsense. Okay.
And guess what, Dad? Even though you miss 90% of your shots, just remember, here's my thing for you. You're still better than Noah.
Fuck you. Alrighty, Thomas, thank you for joining us today. We have absolutely had a blast, and I obviously I'm speaking on behalf of us as well. We'd love for you to come and join us in the future as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you
I'm
for
sure.
joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
In the land of the maple, where the stories unfold. Podcast vibes, every word pure gold. Laughter and knowledge we share every week. That Canadian podcast, it's the truth that we speak. Tune in with the crew, hear the beat drop. Voices of the North, we just can't stop. That Canadian podcast, come take a ride. Voices united, we're filled with pride. Stories and laughter, let's share our way. From coast to coast, this is our play.